Video games are art, and if you're somebody who doesn't think so, you haven't played a game by Supergiant Games. Games. So I want to tell you about something that I love. It's a game called Pyre that I just recently started playing. I haven't had too much time to dive deep into it. It's incredible. It's this genre-defining game by Supergiant Games, and if you haven't played their other titles before, you have to. They created Bastion and Transistor. They're both these incredible, beautiful games that have amazing art and characters and stories. They're amazing, and I consider them to be art. So Supergiant Games does something that I just have to respect. They focus on things like music and art and writing and their story and their characters. They put those things first. I've played a couple hours of Pyre so far, and it's amazing. And it's really something that you just have to experience. It's not a game that you play, it's a game that you experience. So the premise for Pyre is pretty simple. You play this reader who was cast out from the Commonwealth, and you're now this exile, and you were exiled because you can read. You're this character who just was banished because they loved reading. And I love reading. I love to read. Books are amazing. Okay, you're a reader, you were exiled, you're now in this band called the Nightwings, a bunch of other exiles, and you meet these characters on your journey to essentially get unexiled and go back to the Commonwealth. And these characters that you meet along the way are just also very distinct, and they have these backgrounds, and they all have these stories about why they were exiled and why they're here and how long they've been exiled and why they're trying to get home. And eventually, I mean, you get to decide their fates, which is such a powerful gameplay element. And speaking of gameplay, the basic premise, this game is really hard to define. It's three things, basically. A visual novel, so you're following this story of these characters, and there's a lot of dialogue, and there's a lot of reading, so it makes sense that the main character is a reader, right? Because you're doing a lot of reading. And then the game is also a sports game, which is sort of weird, because it's also a fantasy RPG game, and usually those two demographics don't overlap. But in this game, it makes sense. You essentially play basketball, and you face these other teams that are also trying to get unexiled, and you just gotta dunk on those fools. You do enough of that, you get unexiled. It's such a basic premise, but the world building and the characters are so rich and so beautiful, and the art is incredible, not to mention the music, which again, knocked it out of the park. So to wrap up, I just really want to recommend this game to anyone who appreciates music or art or story or characters, and it's an experience that I don't think anyone should miss out on. That's why I'm having a blast playing Pyre, and why I love Supergiant Games, and they're really an incredible developer that honestly deserves a lot more credit for the incredible experiences that they're creating. I'll stop talking. Thanks for watching the video, and you know, maybe I'll do some more, maybe I won't. Who knows?